Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the data so you don't have to, pulling out the insights that matter. Today, we're diving into something fascinating: the global design agencies market. Now, this might sound a bit niche, maybe just about making things look good.
Well, it's much more than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've got this really detailed market forecast running from 2021 right through to 2033. And trust me, the story it tells about growth, scale, and just how vital design has become, it's pretty surprising. Our mission today: to unpack all of this and show you the scale and, frankly, the surprising boom in this often underestimated sector. And just to give you a sense of that scale straight away, in 2021, just that one year, this market pulled in over $133 billion in sales revenue.
Yeah, 133.374 billion to be precise. It's a huge number.
It really is. So let's unpack that. What does a figure like that tell us? I mean, what kind of global appetite for design are we really looking at here?
It tells us design isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's fundamental. Companies everywhere are seeing design thinking, user experience, brand building. They see it as absolutely core strategy now.
Not just aesthetics, then.
Not at all. It's about making complex digital products intuitive, building brands that connect in this cluttered online world, sometimes even designing whole new ways of doing business. That's where the serious value and those big numbers come from.
Right.
And the projection, it's even more telling. By 2025, it's expected to climb to, around $174 billion?
Almost 174 billion, yeah.
And looking further out, by 2033, we're talking nearly $296 billion.
Wow.
It's expanding at a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of about 6.9%.
Yeah.
And, CAGR isn't just a simple average increase year on year.
No, it shows that steady underlying growth momentum over the whole period.
Exactly. It signals this really powerful, consistent upward trend. It's tied directly to that rising demand for professional design and the big wave of digital transformation happening everywhere.
That really puts the growth into perspective. So where is this expansion happening? I find the regional breakdown really fascinating. Let's start with North America. It was already huge in 2021, over $42 billion. And it's projected to more than double, hitting nearly $90 billion by 2033. The CAGR there is about 6.4%. But inside North America, what's driving that? Which markets are the real engines?
Well, no surprise, the U.S. market is the giant in terms of sheer size. It started around $34 billion in 2021, and it's heading towards over $70 billion by 2033.
Still massive growth.
Absolutely. But, and this is really interesting, the standout for growth rate in North America, it's Canada.
Canada, okay.
Yeah, its market is set to more than double, too, from about $6.5 billion up to over $16 billion by 2033, and its CAGR is almost 8%.
Yearly 8%. That's significantly higher than the U.S. rate and the global average.
It is. It points to a really dynamic market up there, maybe fueled by, their tech scene, government support for digital stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite striking.
And Mexico.
Mexico's growing, too, projected to go from about $1.6 billion to just over $3 billion. A more moderate CAGR, around 5%, but still solid growth.
Okay, so North America's strong, with Canada as a bit of a growth superstar. Let's hop across the pond to Europe. Also a big player, over $39 billion in 2021, heading towards $82 billion by 2033. Similar overall CAGR to North America, about 6.4%. What's the story in Europe? Any standouts there?
Europe's definitely diverse. You've got the traditional powerhouses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Germany is projected to hit over $15.5 billion. France moving towards $12.2 billion. The UK is still significant, forecast over $10 billion. They're all growing steadily.
Pretty solid numbers.
They are. But like in North America, some other markets show faster growth rates. Italy, for example, has a CGR near 6.9%.
Okay.
And then you have Russia and Spain, both showing CGRs over 7.3%.
Higher than Germany or the UK.
Yeah. It suggests maybe, their digital transformation is kicking in a bit later or faster now, driving up that demand for design services as they catch up, or even leapfrog in some areas.
Interesting how those different economies contribute. Okay, let's swing over to Asia Pacific. Now, this region has a really impressive overall CAGR, doesn't it? About 7.5%.
That's right.
Starting from $34 billion in 2021, projected to hit over $81 billion by 2033. With that kind of regional growth rate, who's leading the pack there? What's the big story in APAC?
The big story, without a doubt, is India.
India?
Absolutely surging. Its market is forecast to nearly triple, from around $5.3 billion in 2021 to over $15.5 billion by 2033.
Triple. Wow. What's the CAGR?
Get this, over 9.3%.
9.3, that's huge.
It's phenomenal. Way ahead of China, which is still growing strongly, mind you, around 7.2% CAGR, heading to over 26 billion. And Japan around 6.8% CAGR.
Yeah.
But India's just stand out.
What's fueling that in India, do you think?
It's likely a combination of factors. You've got this huge young population that's incredibly digitally savvy. Internet access is spreading rapidly, plus government initiatives like Digital India are pushing everything online.
Makes sense. Any other notable ones in APAC?
Definitely. Australia and Singapore are also showing really strong growth. Both have KGRs over 8%.
So Australia at 8%, Singapore even higher at 8.3.
It's exactly. Reflects their status as, strong digital economies, hubs for innovation in the region.
Okay, incredible growth across Asia Pacific, especially India. Let's move now to South America. The forecast shows its market going from about 7.7 billion in 2021 to over 18 billion by 2033. That's a healthy CAGR, too, around 7.4%. What's driving demand there?
South America shows really broad strength. Brazil, being the largest economy, is projected to reach over 7.7 billion with a solid 7.3% CAGR.
Right.
But look at Argentina and Colombia. Both are showing TGRs close to 8%.
Argentina at 7.95, Colombia just slightly behind, remarkable growth rates.
It really points to a rapidly evolving digital scene across the continent. More investment in digital infrastructure, businesses needing to create better online experiences, it all fuels that need for design.
Okay, next stop. The Middle East, another region showing really robust growth. It started at about 3.6 billion in 2021, projected to climb near 8.9 billion by 2033. The CAGR here is strong too, almost 7.8%. What jumps out at you in the Middle East data?
The United Arab Emirates. The UAE.
What about it?
It has the highest regional CGR we've seen anywhere so far, almost 8.8%.
8.8%. Wow.
Yeah. Its market size is smaller overall, starting around 630 million, but projected to reach over 1.7 billion. That growth rate is incredible.
What's behind that, do you think?
It seems directly tied to their big economic diversification plans. Think Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, the UAE's ongoing push into smart cities, tech, tourism. All these massive projects need sophisticated design, top-tier user experience.
Makes perfect sense. And other key players.
Saudi Arabia itself is growing fast, over 7.6% CGR, heading towards 2.7 billion. And Egypt also shows strong potential with a CGR around 7.9%. So broad strength there too.
Okay, finally, let's talk about Africa, a continent that's maybe sometimes overlooked in these global forecasts, but the numbers here are really quite striking. Over 6.4 billion in 2021, projected to hit more than 15.3 billion by 2033. That's a CIGR of about 7.4%. What's driving this near tripling of the market?
Africa's story is really compelling. A lot of it is driven by massive mobile adoption, right? And this incredibly young, increasingly tech-literate population.
Leapfrogging older technologies in some cases.
Exactly. South Africa is a major engine here, projected to grow from about 2.5 billion to over 6.3 billion. Its CAGR is nearly 7.9%.
Very strong.
And Nigeria is right there with it in terms of market size, projected to reach over 6.6 billion, with a CAGR around 7.1%. These two are really powering a lot of the continent's growth as businesses and governments invest heavily in digital services to reach people.
So we've toured the world, looked at some incredible numbers. Let's try and connect the dots. What's the big takeaway for you, for the listener?
Well, the undeniable takeaway is that this market is on a serious upward path everywhere.
Right. It's not isolated growth.
Not at all. It's global. It's
No.
driven by this fundamental shift towards digital transformation across literally every industry. Design isn't just decoration. It's strategy, it's user experience, it's how businesses connect and function now.
And it's clearly big business.
Absolutely. And while every region is growing, what really stands out are those markets punching above their weight in terms of growth rate. You mentioned India, the UAE, Canada. I'd add South Africa to that list too.
Yeah, those KGRs are significantly above the global average.
They are. And that signals, really exciting opportunities, maybe in places that aren't the traditional saturated markets.
Yeah.
It opens doors for local agencies there, but also for international players looking for dynamic growth areas.
This really has been a fascinating deep dive. It reveals just how essential design has become globally, and the scale of opportunity is just immense. It's clearly a sector that's really taking off.
And truly is. And it leaves you with a really interesting thought, doesn't it? Well, given everything we've seen, these powerful growth trends, the sheer speed of digital transformation worldwide, how might this boom in demand for design actually reshape the whole creative landscape globally? And maybe more excitingly, what kinds of surprising innovations, what new ideas might bubble up specifically from these high-growth regions like India or the UAE or parts of Africa and South America in the coming years?
That's a great question to ponder. Food for thought indeed.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're excited to get into your sources today, focusing on the really dynamic world of design agencies.
Yeah, hi.
It's clear from the material you sent over that this market is just, well, it's changing fast. Global trends, shifting consumer demands, tech innovation, it's all playing a part.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Definitely. And our goal here isn't just to skim the surface. We really want to dig into the why, connect the dots between what's driving growth, what's holding things back, and what the future looks like based on your research.
So what is pushing this market forward? Your sources show some, pretty impressive momentum. And interestingly, it seems like values-driven stuff is surprisingly strong.
It really is. That's where it gets compelling.
Yeah, tell me more.
Well, the first big force is sustainability and ethical design. It's becoming huge.
Okay.
Consumers are way more conscious now. They're actively looking for, green materials, responsible practices, and agencies that really embrace this. They're not just getting those values-driven clients. They're building a much stronger brand identity, sort of setting a new standard, really.
I see. So it's more than just a marketing angle.
Oh, definitely. It's becoming core. Then there's the creative side.
Right, the soaring demand for innovative designs. I saw that mentioned quite a bit.
Exactly. Companies need to stand out. The market's so saturated.
Mm.
So they're relying on agencies to deliver something unique, something visually compelling experiences, really.
And technology must play a huge role there.
A massive role. We're talking AI, virtual reality, augmented reality. These aren't just buzzwords anymore.
So how are they actually using them?
Well, think about AI helping generate initial concepts or VR letting you walk through a space before it's built. They're empowering designers to push boundaries, create these next-gen experiences.
Wow.
And the impact, it grabs consumer attention for sure. But it also builds, long-term loyalty through better brand storytelling, creating that identity.
Okay, so we have values, we have innovation. What about the economics? Your sources mention rising disposable incomes.
Yeah, that's the third key driver.
How does that actually play out for agencies?
Well, pretty directly. More disposable income means people and businesses are more willing to invest in design services.
Like what specifically?
Think luxury home interiors, maybe, or really cutting-edge visual branding for a new product. People are looking for premium design experiences.
And they're willing to pay for it.
Exactly. The material shows they are, so that opens up big opportunities for agencies that can offer those high-end, really customized solutions.
That sounds like a lot of positive momentum. But it can't all be easy sailing, right? The path isn't without complexities.
No, definitely not.
Your sources flag some big hurdles. Let's start with price sensitivity. Budget constraints seem like a constant battle.
They really are, especially for, say, startups or smaller businesses. They often have tight budgets.
Right.
And that can lead to, difficult conversations, reduced project scopes, sometimes even price wars among agencies. Oof.
Yeah, it's a tough balance. Trying to maintain quality while still being profitable, agencies have to get really creative with how they structure their services and pricing, maybe tiered options, things like that.
A real tightrope walk. And then there's the whole creative side itself. The trends are always changing, right?
Oh, constantly. That's a huge pressure.
What's trendy today might be totally outdated tomorrow. How do agencies even keep up?
It demands, continuous learning. Always adopting new tools, adapting to new creative ideas almost instantly.
Sounds exhausting.
It can be. Your sources suggest that if it's not managed well, that pressure can really overwhelm teams, lead to inefficiencies, impact timelines, quality, you name it. Agility is just key.
And layered on top of that is the subjectivity of design. Managing client expectations, feedback cycles. But that sounds like a potential minefield.
It absolutely can be. Design is subjective, isn't it?
Totally.
So you get friction points, maybe really long review rounds or frequent changes to the scope. Sometimes the client's vision just doesn't quite align with the execution, especially tough on fixed-cost projects, I imagine.
Exactly. That's where it really hits the bottom line and causes delays. Your material highlights how crucial, clear, structured communication and review processes are. Sometimes that's even more important than the initial design concept itself.
Okay, so hurdles exist. But innovation doesn't stop, and neither does this market. How are agencies adapting? Your sources mention AI and automation tools becoming more integrated.
Yes, that's a huge shift. They're becoming real game
How
changers.
so? What are they streamlining?
Things like initial layout generation, image enhancement, even rapid prototyping. It's not just about speed, though.
Yeah.
It also frees up designers from some of the more repetitive tasks, lets them focus on the bigger picture, the strategic, high-impact creative work. It kind of elevates their role.
That makes a lot of sense. Shifting focus. Another big trend your research flagged is this massive surge in motion and interactive design. Why now?
Well, think about how brands compete for attention online. It's fierce.
Mm-hmm. Screen time.
Exactly. So there's huge demand for animated content, interactive web interfaces, immersive experiences,
Yeah.
anything that grabs you, especially with attention spans getting shorter.
Right.
Agencies that specialize in motion graphics, interactive storytelling, they're becoming absolutely key players, not just in entertainment, but fintech, e-commerce, you name it. It's what people expect now online.
And finally, something that feels very relevant post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Remote collaboration. Your sources say this has fundamentally changed things.
It really, really has. The biggest change. Geography just isn't the barrier it used to be for talent or clients.
So agencies are embracing that.
The smart ones are, yeah. Using cloud-based tools, global collaboration platforms, it means they can hire the best creatives from literally anywhere
Wow.
and deliver projects seamlessly across time zones. It massively expands their market reach and allows for these non-stop creative cycles. It's blurring boundaries, creating really diverse, interesting teams.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive based on your sources. The design agency's market seems to be driven by this really interesting mix. Sustainability, tech innovation, consumer expectations, global teamwork. It's all pushing forward.
Right.
But they're also wrestling with budget pressures, those fast-moving trends, and the whole subjectivity of creative work. So thinking about all this, what does it really mean for you listening?
Yeah, that's the key question. Looking at the big picture from your material, the agencies that seem poised to really lead are the ones that can balance that intense creativity with real operational agility.
Okay.
And crucially, stay rooted in ethical practices while leaning into these future technologies. So here's something to think about. Maybe the ability to blend art, cutting-edge tech, and a strong ethical compass isn't just a way to compete anymore. Perhaps it's actually the defining feature of the design agencies that will truly matter tomorrow.